morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross-stitch, but also other crafts that I am working on or have worked on in the past, and a little bit of life thrown in. This is my FlossTube number 48, I believe. Yeah. And it is Sunday. It is June 7th, and it is going to be a nice sunny but maybe not too hot day here in Southern California. Low 80s, I guess. Still a little bit hotter than I prefer, but I guess the weather is changing everywhere for everybody. I just want to say thank you for stopping by my channel. If this is the first time you're coming here, I hope that you enjoy spending this time with me and want to hit the like and subscribe. And if you are a regular viewer and you come back every week, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here with me. I usually talk a little bit about, life stuff, things that have been going on in the past week, and that's a little difficult this week. I actually was stressing about it a little bit and discussed it with my friends on my Friday night Zoom call. As you guys are all aware, this week in the U.S. has been filled with protests, mostly peaceful, some that turned a little bit violent, some responses to that protest by our government that make me very unhappy. And I wasn't sure how to address it. I mean, this is a cross-stitch channel. It's a craft channel. I don't get into politics, although I have a feeling if you listen to me for any length of time, you can at least kind of tell where my bent goes. And I didn't know what I should say on my channel, if I should address it or not address it. I mean, I've watched a lot of FlossTube this week, and I've seen people kind of run the gamut where they talked about the protests and the reasons behind them and how they feel about it, and people who kind of briefly mentioned it in passing and said they weren't going to talk about it, and people who mentioned things and said things that I didn't agree with, and etc. And I just didn't know exactly how to address it, but I felt like I have to address it to some extent. I can't just pretend like this kind of stuff didn't happen this week. So, what I would like to say is that I want to put out there that I wholeheartedly support the Black Lives Matter movement and the end to the systemic racism and police brutality that I think are inherent in our country, sadly. That I do not like the response that our top leaders have had. I don't like our administration. I do not. I am a Democrat and voted as such. And I want to say that I stand with those people. I feel inadequate. I do not have the physical resources to protest myself, to march, or to stand in the park for hours. But I do applaud the peaceful protests. I think that our country was founded on the fact that our citizens are able to protest and should be able to protest. I do not support people who take advantage of that with looting or violence. I think violence sometimes becomes a part of it, but I think that the looting and the destruction of businesses and things by people who are justifiably angry but perhaps taking advantage of it, that's wrong. Looting and that kind of thing and rioting is wrong. But the peaceful protests and even angry peaceful protests are important. I feel inadequate that I cannot financially support a bunch of causes, but where I can give my support is with my vote, and I will be doing that in every election, and as I have. I understand, actually I can't say I understand, I empathize with the plight of people who feel disenfranchised in this country. I cannot personally understand what you have gone through because I don't don't experience things the way that you do. I experience different things, but being a woman, being a religious minority, I do empathize, but I will never understand the inherent fear that Black people have to have for the police, because it's there, and yeah, but I do empathize, and I hope that with my vote and my emotional support and my ability to listen to what you have to say, that that I can help the cause just a little bit. This is also Pride Month, and I want to say that I also support any kind of gay rights and pride, and the ability to have the freedom to be the person that you are and to love the person that you want to love, or the people that you want to love. I really think that we're long past due acceptance of all of that. So I hope that me saying this does not take away from my FlossTube. If I lose subscribers or if people don't agree with me, that's your prerogative, but yeah, I guess I just have to take that risk, because I think that it's important to at least take a verbal stand that that I think that some of the things that have happened to people of color in this country are horrific and wrong and should never, never, never have been allowed to happen. And the system is what has allowed these things to happen. This is not a protest about one bad apple. It is not a protest about one Black man being killed at the hands of the police. That's more the straw that broke the camel's back, and anybody who wants to put it in those simple terms is just not listening. It's about so many people, a whole race of people that for hundreds of years have been treated unfairly by this country, which I'm sorry to say, but it's true. And I really hate that bad apple analysis, because the original agrarian thing was that a bad apple spoils the whole bunch. So saying that one bad apple in the police force, you know, you have to just accept that, that's wrong. You know, it's not the one bad apple, it's all the other apples who are letting that bad apple continue to exist. That's the problem on such a basic level. And many people have said it much more eloquently than me. But anyway, all right, so that was said, and we will put that aside for the rest of the video. So, okay, so back to my life and not so world consequence-y type things. I have to say a big thank you to my brother and sister-in-law for being so like generous to me, and it really touches me in a way I can't even really explain. But what I'm referring to is that they usually take 2 like big vacations a year. They'll take a vacation in the summer, and they'll take a vacation during like winter break. They decided early in their marriage that having experiences with their kids was a priority for them. So to them, it's more important to have these vacations and experiences over, you know, a new car every year or other material things that other people, you know, want. I mean, they have plenty of material things. I'm not saying that, but they have prioritized taking vacations. This year, of course, because of coronavirus, they had a cruise scheduled to Alaska that was supposed to happen, I think, either in June or July. Of course, that they canceled before the actual cruises got canceled, but then, of course, the cruises got canceled too. So, so that kind of got 86'd. And they hadn't scheduled anything for winter yet, but of course, because of concern over coronavirus and is the virus going to come back and everything, So first thing that they decided is that they were going to take a winter vacation, basically just a staycation to go up to the local mountain areas, rent a cabin. The kids really want to see snow and just have a week of playing in the snow and, you know, having a fireplace and all those kind of just wintry nice things. And they also decided that their vacation was going to include Auntie Karla, which just amazes me, and I feel just, like I said, so honored that that is part of their plans, that they want me to go with them. So my sister-in-law Stacy was looking at cabins and stuff during last week and a little bit before that, and they kind of found a cabin that has a really nice like outdoor fire pit that we can do s'mores on, and a lot of games and videos, and it's gonna be just a relaxing, basically play in the snow, cook together. My brother does most of the cooking for them, and of course my niece is interested in cooking, and I like to cook. Not so much as I used to, but especially with family, it'll be fun. So, you know, that's kind of the things that we're going to do. So that was scheduled, and it's going to be like the week between Christmas and New Year's. So we'll be able to spend New Year's Eve together in a cabin. It'll be really nice. But then actually yesterday, I guess it was, my sister-in-law called me. She's like, can you take 2 days off of work? And I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, well, she said she's sick of work, and she's having a very stressful work period right now because, as I think I've mentioned, she works in the registration section of a very large homeschooling organization here in Southern California. And so, of course, this is their busy time anyway. And then with COVID, it's just like ballooned. And so, yeah, so she's been having a really stressful time at work. And I guess her supervisor, I don't know, her immediate boss or the big boss, I don't know, but they were like, if you want to take a vacation this summer, you're only gonna be able to do it in July, because of, you know. And she's like, so she's jumping on that bandwagon. My brother's birthday is July 16th, which is a Thursday. So they decided that, again, they wanted to take a little mini kind of staycation and go to like the Palm Springs area, rent a house with a private pool, and basically have 3.5 days, just relaxing and swimming and having cocktails, not the kids, but that kind of thing. And again, they want me to be a part of that, and that just sounds awesome. So I'm going to be able to do that with them as well. They aren't letting the kids go into the public pool in their condo area this summer because of COVID. So they did get like sprinklers and stuff like that, but the kids want to go in a pool. So they decided that getting a house with a private pool would be kind of cool. So they have kind of made inquiries on a couple different ones that, I mean, these places are gorgeous, and these pools with the cabana chairs and stuff. And my brother's like looking up tropical cocktail recipes, and I was laughing at him because he's like, what he really wants, he wants one of those lounge chairs, you know, that you can lay in the pool with a cocktail, and he just wants to float around for 2 days and be just mildly tipsy for his birthday. He's turning 50, so it's a momentous one, and I think we're gonna have fun. We're gonna do like a lot of barbecuing, and basically we're gonna be in the pool for 3 days, and I think that will be fun. And when I'm not in the pool, maybe I'll be cross stitching, but I will be sharing the time with my sister-in-law, who's become really close in the last year, and my brother, who I've always been really close to, you know. So it's like, it's going on vacation with your best friends and your best little ones, and yeah, I'm gonna really enjoy that. So anyway, that's what has been going on kind of in my week, my personal life in the last week, is making these plans, having to like talk to different friends if they'll take care of my cat, you know, come visit my cat. And I have had 2 different people who were like, yeah, of course I'll do that. So that's really nice. Okay, so I guess that's it for like the personal stuff. Thank you for bearing with me while I was talking about kind of the difficult things, and I hope you can just, you know, accept my opinions. But let's get on to cross stitch. So I didn't have any new starts this week. I do have some starts planned, which I will talk to you about towards the end of the video. But I had not one, but 2 finishes this week, which I am extremely thrilled about. They're not FFO'd yet, and they may not be FFO'd until 4th of July weekend. Should be a 3-day weekend, and that's when I tend to, like, you know, kind of get my FFO juices flowing. So the 2 finishes are Clementine. I started this in April with Stitch Along with Lisa from Forest City Stitching in Canada. Her birthday was in April, and when I got this pattern, I showed it, she contacted me. She's like, I have that same pattern, do you want to sell it? And we decided doing April because it was her birthday. So I finished him. I didn't do any of the call for colors, really. I mean, I kind of like substituted colors that were similar. My pumpkin and like his chest and stuff are more, I used oatmeal, General Arts oatmeal instead of like a white. But I like it. And I did change his whisker color. In the chart, it's like a white. But I don't know if it was because of my fabric choice or because it was the oatmeal instead of bright white. But they didn't show up. So I decided to do his whiskers the dark color of his body. And I think my flowers are a little pinker. But I think he's really, really cute. And I'm happy to have him done. I think he's going to be a little pillow because he's square. I think that'll be really cute. And I'm going to, I don't have like a pom-pom trim that would really match, but I have some white pom-pom trim, and I've been wanting to maybe try dyeing pom-pom trim anyway. So I'm going to see if I can, and I might see if I can dye it this kind of like green color on the corn stalks. So that's kind of a tentative plan for that one. And of course, this chart is going to be passed on. And I think what I'm going to do is, you guys know I have my 1-year FlossTube anniversary coming up towards the end of the month. I'll have to look and see actual dates, like, you know, when it's going to be. I know my second FlossTube was on July 5th, which was, I think, a Monday last year. So the week before that was my first one. So I think I have 4 really nice charts that I'm going to have to give away, and I think I'll probably do them all on that one video when it's the anniversary. And either that, or I'm thinking about doing a finished parade as an extra, and maybe I'll do the giveaway during that one. I'm not sure yet, but I will have this. I will have the Satsuma Street Halloween cat that I got as a gift from Robin, Bird's Eye Stitches, because it's a duplicate for me. And then I have, what else do I have? I have another one. No, I can't remember. But I'm going to have this one. And then I'm also going to have this one, which I finally finished. Ta-da! Gathering Honey by the Blue Flower. I am so happy to have this done. I think it's so pretty. I just really love so much about it. I love the poem. I love the big flowers. I love the little lady. I like that I made her hair purple and then changed her dress color. This is my first stitch on 22 count heart hanger. And I dyed this fabric, and I think it came out really beautiful. I just really love everything about this. And as a side note, if you're not aware, Janine McGowan, who is the Blue Flower, started a FlossTube. She had her first episode up yesterday. So I feel like that's kind of exciting that she had her first FlossTube, and the same week that I get to show you guys my first Blue Flower finish. Yeah, so much about this piece just means so much to me. So I will link her FlossTube below. and I encourage you to watch it. I mean, I don't need to say that because she's so popular. She's going to have like 1,000 subscribers in a week and a half probably. But still, this is just so exciting to get that done. I'm so glad I had 2 finishes. It kind of like, it's nice to kind of whittle down my whips to feel like I'm accomplishing something. Especially because I have some plans started, or some starts planned, and yeah, so I want to keep that momentum going. So nice. So anyway, I will have that pattern to give away as well, which is completely pristine because I did use a working copy on it. So there's that. It was funny, I was listening to, I think, Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, and she was talking about the stash and, you know, how many she has and that she can't stop. And I'm having a bit of, like, I'm unhappy with myself because I have purchased stuff this past week. One of the things when I get overly stressed shopping, I do that shopping thing. And I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I made I made a couple purchases this week. And one of them was 2 Mirabellas patterns. And I will get a little bit more into that, like probably next week, because they're sitting in my mailbox and I didn't go get them to show you. But I decided that my start for my 1 year is going to be Ella, the Frog Princess Mirabella. But I mean, I've made purchases this week and I keep saying I have to stop because, and financially I do. I get to myself to the point where, I'm down to, you know, just enough money to pay my bills and not enough money to buy any food for like the week before I get paid again. So when I say that it's tight and I need to not purchase anything, it's 100% serious. And yet I still purchase stuff. So I need to stop that because it's just not, it's not good for my financial health. It's not good for my mental health or my anxiety. So that purchasing balm or whatever for anxiety then gets cut out because then I'm anxious about money. So it's like this never ending vicious cycle. But what I was saying is I went through and I like counted like my charts and how many, you know, charts I have and stuff like that I really want to stitch, not just, you know, magazines or whatever. And I counted them and I said to myself, if I took a month to stitch each of those charts, and including in those charts are some, you know, are all my like Haid quick stitches, which while smaller are not month-long projects, even if that was the only thing I was stitching. But anyway, if I took a month to stitch all of those projects, I have enough stuff to keep me going for 7 years. So I do not have any kind of need to purchase new things. And yet it's hard to stop. So I really need to stop. So I'm trying to make a commitment on FlossTube since, you know, I'm putting it out there. Yeah, nothing, I don't want to make any kind of cross stitch purchases between now and August. I'll give myself a smaller time period. I really don't want to do it for the rest of the year, but I purchased this past week those charts. I decided that I was going to do, because I purchased 2 charts. I purchased Ella and then Florentina, and I'll show them to you next week. And I got them with the bead packs. It was kind of like a thing on eBay. And I think I got a good deal. I may have purchased, I may have paid similar to what it would have been if I had bought it like 1, 2, 3 Stitch or something, but it was a package, so it was a little bit easier. So I did the 1, 2, 3 Stitch order to get the flosses that I was missing for Ella, which was not a ton. And I ordered a piece of fabric from eBay that I think is going to work really well. And if not, I have fabric that I could dye. So, the only caveat I'm going to give myself is I will allow myself to purchase the Mill Hill treasures that I might need when I get the Nancy's Needles seasons, because I will be anxious that those will become unavailable. So I will let myself purchase those little treasures, probably from 123 Stitch. But other than that, until August, I should not need to purchase anything. I have fabric to dye, I have flosses going, you know, up to here. I got whatever flosses I needed to start Ella. Because, you know, unless you have a full set of DMC, it doesn't seem to matter how big a collection DMC you have. Once you get a chart that's full DMC, you're still missing, you know, 10. I don't know how that works, but that's how it seems to be. But anyway, so that's a little bit of plans and stuff, which I was going to talk about at the end. And, yeah, that's where I am. I'm getting myself all scattered. Okay, so I showed you my new finishes. I told you to go watch the Blue Flower. Now whips. So I did do a little bit on my diamond painting this week. A little bit more, basically. And I think you can kind of see the hat starting to emerge here. This is the picture of the Halloween cat. But I realize it doesn't really look like much yet. But I'm enjoying working on that a little bit at a time. Okay. I worked a bit on lime. This is the Needle Delights counted canvas. Oh, sorry. I always forget to have like a white thing. This is the one thing that I found with the counted canvas stuff is it's very soothing for me to do, because I mean, cross stitch is kind of repetitive, but I feel like unless you're doing a big fill-in section, you know, I still need to pay attention. And I have to pay attention with this too. I don't know. It's just, there's a different thing about it that it just feels kind of soothing. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit. And they also go kind of fast, so you feel like you're getting good progress. I worked on Spring Fling just a little. I think I did this while I was on my Zoom call. Because it's a higher count fabric, I thought it would be easier to do. And, but I still had to wear my glasses and stuff. So let's see, I did these leaves, the outline of these leaves, and then I started doing bunny fill-in. So, oh, and I did this cheek, which I picked a color that is kind of similar to the bunny color. In the light, it's actually showing good, as you can see the difference. But I decided I was going to take this really bright pink and just kind of outline the cheek with just one strand, just to help it stand out a little bit more. This is on a 25 count, so when I'm stitching it, it feels really big because I'm doing it 2/2. And let's see. And the other project I worked on is the Antisocial Bat. This is from the Witchy Stitcher. I'm stitching this for my stepdaughter Taylor. And I had like half a bat, and then this one was missing, so I finished that part, and then I just continued on the lettering. The lettering is super hard to see on camera until it's outlined. So I got that much outlined, and then that much, and then there's 2 more lines. So it says, I'm not a social butterfly, I am an antisocial bat lurking in the darkness. So I have the lurking in the darkness to do the insides, and then all of that to outline. So this one actually is pretty close to a finish. So I might kind of focus on it a little bit just to get another thing off my WIP page. Okay. Okay, that brings me to, I wanted to discuss with you guys, and I don't know if I want your opinion or I just want to talk about it out loud. So I have one project that I started in March, and I'm not happy with it. And so I have this dilemma of, is this a project I should let go? I know some people don't have any problem with that. They're not, you know, Annie, Joyful Stitcher, is like, if it's not bringing her joy, then she'll let it go, no problem. I have a problem with that, but I don't like it. So it's the Forest Embroidery cat pattern. This is a free pattern, and I love the pattern. I chose to do it on this heart hanger bright red, and I thought it would be really cool to do the cat with this variegated floss. This it's a black and white and gray. It's a black and white and gray variegated floss, and I thought that that would look really cool. I don't like it. So I showed you guys this before, but I don't like the way the cat's coming out. It's just not, it's not readable enough. I mean, I love the tiny stitches. I think that's what's getting me, is I really love these teeny stitches. And I don't know exactly what to do. I mean, I don't want to pick that out because it's the tiny stitches that's even more of a pain to pick out. But these 2 little cats are so cute. So I'm thinking, like, should I just cut these out and somehow like mount them like on one of those mini hoops and make them into like a scissor fob or something? Should I just fold it up, set it aside, and ignore it for 6 months and see how I feel about it? I don't know. I feel like I don't want to pick it out because that's too much work. For not enough work has been done on this to justify that. But I kind of think I want to let it go. And I don't know. That's a hard decision to make for me. I've talked before about like feeling guilty about not working on projects, and like the projects have a soul or a consciousness that I'm insulting, which when I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. But that's how I feel. I mean, I'm going by, you know, gut feelings. And so letting this go or throwing it away or cutting off the stitched part and it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. And so anyway, so I wanted your guys' take on that. Do you throw away projects? What do you do? What would you do if you were in my position? Yeah, I'd like your opinion. So I'm thinking about letting this one go. Okay. I don't have a lot of haul this week. I will have next week to show you because, as I said, I did some purchases. But I did order this several weeks ago. It actually, apparently when I ordered it, I didn't put my apartment number in the thing. I don't know. So it actually was sent out, and then it got sent back to the designer, because I ordered this directly from from Nancy's Needle. And so it got sent back, and she sent me a, you know, email, like, it got back, you know, and I'm like, oh, yep, you need to add apartment 8 on there. And so then she sent it out again, and I got it. But as I said, when I went on her website before, she has some stuff that's on sale. So I got a sale chart, and the floss pack was also on sale. So I think I got a really good deal in this. This is it's called Tulips and Fans Quilt. I just think it's a really pretty pattern, and I do really like the colors in this. Some of them I don't like the colors, so I don't want the floss packs, because even if I like the pattern, I'm going to choose my own colors. But this one I really liked, the pinks and the greens, a lot. So I did get the floss, or the threads that go with it. So that's all I got this week. All I received in the mail, I should say, because I got a lot more. Yeah, so okay, so I already talked about my plans. I have it on here for plans to talk about the Mirabellas for my FlossTube anniversary. I think I haven't done a Mirabella. I've done a Nora Corbett, which I realize is the same designer. There she is, my red kitten that I did last year for my birthday, my black cat birthday sale. But Nora Corbett's, especially that one, I think are way simpler patterns than the Mirabellas. I mean, not I think, I know. They are way simpler. And that one was a pretty simple pattern. So I'm looking forward to trying a Mirabella. I've never, you know, as I said, I've never done one before. And I'm intrigued by the 1/1 skin. I don't know if I should do that or not. I did get, the fabric I got was the 32 count, because with Mirabellas, it's my understanding it's really important to either do the 16 or 16 count Aida or 32 count even weave, because of the beading. So like if you do a different size, the beading won't fit right. I don't know what that was charted for. I did it on 14 count and the beading was fine, but it may have been charted that way because it's a Nora Corbett. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so I think it'll be fun to like try out a Mirabella. There's, like, I wouldn't want to fill my home with Mirabellas, but some of them are just really beautiful and speak to me. So I've always loved the story of the Frog Princess. It's been one of my favorite fairy tales, and I actually have a really big diamond painting to do of the Frog Princess as well that I want to put on my bathroom door. So I like that Mirabella pattern. The other one I got is called Florentina, and I think she's really pretty, and you'll see when I show her next week. She also, there's a little cat in the, she has a cat sitting by her, a white cat, which I've never had a white cat. I've heard white cats are kind of like nuts because they know that they're white and they can't hide as well. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, so I'm excited to do that on my anniversary, you know, because it's a new challenge. I like having these firsts. So along those lines, so that's my planned start for June. It'll be towards the end of June, I'm going to start a Mirabella. And then in July, I think I'm going to do, I know a lot of people do like a Jolly July kind of thing. Obviously I'm not going to do that. And I don't, you know, I don't want to do Hanukkah stitching. I mean, it's just, that's not a thing, really, where you would want to have a ton of stuff. But I do like the Halloween type patterns, and I think July is a good time to kind of pull those out again and start trying to get some finishes before October, so that, you know, I can put them up. So I will be pulling out my Glendon Place All Hallows Eve again. I've missed that. That's a really great pattern to work on, and I actually put it in a drawer and put it away for a couple months because I had other things to focus on, and I knew I would be pulling it out in July. So I'm definitely going to pull that one out. I have some of the Halloween special edition cross stitch magazines, and I may pull out I may do some little things from there. But the one thing that I kind of want to do, I've always been intrigued by ink circles patterns. I have never bought one. But I was given these two special edition Halloween magazines. What is it? Cross Stitch. Just Cross Stitch. And a viewer sent me, I got the 2019 one and I loved it, but a viewer sent me 2012 and 2013. And both of them have ink circles in them. So now it's just a matter of deciding which one, and I kind of also wanted your opinion on that. So this was from 2013, and this one's called Fireburn and Cauldron Bubble. So I like that it has the cauldrons, it has like witches' hats. I guess these are like little goblin-y things. So there's that one. And then the 2012 one had this ink circles, which is called Wings and Things. And I like this one as well. I like the pumpkins a lot. I don't love the skull and crossbone things on this one. So those are the two that I need to choose between. And I would like your opinions on that. So what I'm planning on doing it on is I got this purple Aida. It's a 14 count. And I got this actually for free from an eBay purchase. It's a big piece. I made an eBay purchase of a piece of fabric, and there was some kind of mix-up in the shipping, and like the seller didn't ship it out as timely as they normally do. I mean, it was a couple days past when she would normally have sent it. But she, as an apology, I guess, she sent me this piece of fabric, which was not necessary. It was very nice. And it's a really pretty purple. And I thought that I would do an orange on the purple for, and do this ink circle. So I either have this option, which is variegated, but it's pretty subtle. This is the same one. This one maybe seems a little bit more variegated. I mean, it's the same color, but you know. So I might actually use this because it's just, it seems like it's got a little bit more variegation in it than this one. My other options are this much lighter orange. And then this, which is really pretty and highly variegated, but I don't know if it is as Halloween-y. So I would like your opinion on which ink circles you prefer and also which floss. So I've got the very typical orange, which is slightly variegated, this red, orange, yellow variegated, or the lighter orange. Which you think would be better for the ink circles, and then which ink circles. So yeah, so that's a start that I think I'm going to do in July. Hopefully before I get these starts, I think I have the possibility of finishing the antisocial bat pattern, and I also am not that far from a finish on the Suffrage Act. So I'm thinking that if I can get those worked on this week, also the my year of celebrations, then I can kind of really move along getting some of these whips finished so that when I make the starts, because I also have 2 starts planned in August, that I won't feel overwhelmed. So that's kind of the plan. So yeah, I think that that's about it today. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope that it is a week full of peace and no anxiety. Lots of fun stitching if that is something that you have time and inclination to do. And And I will see you next week. I can't believe we're already kind of like really set into June. I mean, they always say, you know, days go slow, hours go slow, time goes fast. And that's what it feels like. Anyway, I hope in the next week, you guys, that it's a really good one for you. And remember in the coming week to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.